Growing up, my mom has always been a very adventurous type. Anytime we go somewhere that we've never been before, it's like this whole big deal for her, and she just loves it so much. And so at one point my dad was working out of town in this little tiny town in South Carolina called Santee, and there were all these like weird places around there, and so she liked to take us out there and we'd go explore them. So we just get in the car and we would have a destination that we were ultimately trying to get to, but if she saw a cool road, we were going to be taking that road to see where it led to. And so I've kind of carried on that over here in Anderson. I like just finding different places and seeing what's around in the area. Usually I like to get in the car and kind of drive around little back roads, see how roads all connect. My favorite thing about exploring is just it's just so freeing. Like, you get in the car and you could literally end up anywhere, you have no idea where, and it's kind of exhilarating, just, you know, all the random things you'll find, and you never know what you're gonna come across. Sometimes I'll kind of have an end destination. Like there's this bridge around in Anderson called Crybaby Bridge, and so one Saturday, one of my friends and I, we got in the car and we were like, oh, we should, you know, go exploring, and so we decided that we wanted to go find that bridge. And so sometimes it's like that, and then we find other roads around there, and eventually where you have no idea where we are. Other times, just kind of get in the car and I'll just be driving along, be like, oh, that looks cool. There's also, sometimes I'll take a coin and I'll flip it, and if it says heads, I'll go right, and if it's tails, I'll go left, and you never really know where you'll end up then. When I go exploring, I usually don't like to go by myself. I like to be around people, and I like to, you know, find these different places with friends, and it just kind of makes it more fun. But every now and then, just around town, if I happen to see a road while I'm, you know, going out to run errands, and I'm like, I wonder where that road goes, then I might drive down it for a little bit. But I'm much more inclined to like really try to get lost when I'm with other people. The best exploration trip I've ever been on was probably one time in Santee with my mom and my sister. We had an old Jeep Cherokee, and so it had 4-wheel drive, and sometimes in Santee there are all these just mud roads, and so we found one like covered in trees, and so we took it and we got stuck in the mud, and we had to use a 4-wheel drive to get out, and by the time we got out, our car was just covered in mud. It was so disgusting, but we had so much fun. Another time there in Santee, we found an animal reserve, and we would just drive around there. They had huge alligators and birds, and that was actually the first place I ever drove. Depending on the trip, I like to be either the driver or the passenger. With my mom, I definitely like to be the passenger because I know that we're gonna have so much more of an adventure if she's driving, because she's so much braver than I am when it comes to that kind of stuff. Around here in Anderson, I like to be the driver. I like to kind of have the ultimate say in where we go. So yeah, it just kind of depends on the situation and who I'm with. When I'm exploring, the kind of things I look for, like tiny little roads that look like they might lead to something exciting, or roads that no one else is really turning down. I feel like when you're out and you're just kind of driving, you're looking around, you can usually kind of sense if a road is going to be interesting or not. You know, the ones that have all the houses are not going to be so interesting, it's just like a neighborhood or whatever. But ones that maybe don't have anything at first or are covered in trees, those are my favorite.